I recently attended the Spirit of DeKalb Awards, and we were a nominee for the category called the Legacy Award. And the Legacy Award recognizes businesses and their leadership that transcend business and leave a legacy of community and economic vitality for generations to come. And so that made me think about what are the key factors that would allow a company to and enable a company to be around for as long as, and this award had 30 years or more. And the Turknett Leadership Group certainly qualified because they have been in business, thanks to Bob and Lynn Turknett, for 35 years. And so here are the 4 or 5 things that I felt like are the most important in terms of recognizing how a company can withstand the test of time. Number one, they have to have the knowledge. A lot of times people go into businesses and they don't really have that knowledge base to sustain the business. But certainly Bob and Lynn Turknett, with their background in psychology, met that criteria, check off the mark. Secondly, there has to be a purpose. What kind of impact do you want to have on people, on communities? And again, the Turknett Leadership Group qualified for that in many ways by having that purpose to make a difference, and now they've done that for thousands of people. Third, they wanted to have that passion. Companies want to have that passion to make sure they're making a difference. And then a very important point, determination to withstand the bumps in the road that always happen. If you have a business for 30 years, for 20 years, for 10 years, probably less, you're going to have some bumps, whether it's COVID, whether it's the economy, whatever it might be, and you have to be willing to stand up to that and make sure you stick with it. I've heard many stories about companies that have arbitraged all of their credit cards to make sure that they can keep going because they have that passion and they know they're doing something right, but they have to make it through that next hurdle. And finally, they have to be lifelong learners because things change so fast, as we all know. And if companies don't stay up, or people within that company, certainly the leaders and the founders, to make sure that they're staying at the curve or ahead of the curve to make that difference. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. And my question for you is, what is the number one thing that you feel is important to make sure that a company can sustain itself and grow within any environment? Love to hear your thoughts on this for what it's worth.